Let's take you to Greece now, where the leader of the right-wing New Democracy Party has told the president he can't form a coalition government. Europe correspondent Philip Williams joins us now from London. Phil, good morning. This is a tremendous blow for the government's hopes of trying to pull itself out of its deep economic mire.
It does. It's a terrible blow for the stability of the country because New Democracy is the largest party with only 19% of the vote, and it was hoped that they could cobble together a coalition that would have some semblance of stability. And now they've just after a few hours of negotiations, they said they can't do it. Antonis Samaras from the New Democracy Party, the leader of that, said he tried his best and that it's been rejected. It's now up to Syriza, which is a coalition of left-wing parties, anti-austerity parties, to have a go at forming government. They're the second largest party. Alex Tsipras is their leader, and he'll try and cobble that together tomorrow. Now, if he fails, and it's likely he will because there simply aren't enough on his side of the ledger probably to get across the line, then it falls to PASOK, which are the socialists who used to be the government just a couple of years ago, to have a go too, and they're unlikely to be able to form that coalition too. So where do we go from there? Possibly another election. And that's another 30 million euros spent and possibly a similar sort of result. So instability is the word. And of course, instability in Greece is bad news, not just for that country, but for Europe and the rest of the world.
Indeed it is. And at the same time, we're hearing from the German Chancellor Angela Merkel sending a very strong warning to whoever forms government in Athens not to even think about trying to loosen that austerity pact.
Absolutely, non-negotiable, and that's the same message from the EC as well. For all the creditors, and we're talking the IMF and others as well, they're saying, look, this is a deal that was hammered out. It was blood, sweat and tears getting there. You remember the months and months of tortuous negotiations, and they're not going to re-examine this deal. And if a government is formed that says the deal's off, or we really want to renegotiate, or we insist on it, then they'll simply withdraw their money. There'll be no more money forthcoming. That's the threat anyway. The reality may be something different. They may decide that it's better to renegotiate than to plunge Europe back into a fresh crisis. But let's wait and see. I mean, the thing about Greece is it's always full of surprises, and we never quite know what's coming around the corner. And the next 24 hours will be crucial to see if this left-of-centre coalition can pull something out of the bag, but I would say it's highly unlikely that that will happen.
And briefly before we go, Phil, let's go to France, where the President-elect Francois Hollande is wasting little time in getting down to business. He says he definitely wants to reopen debate about that austerity pact.
Yes, he does, and it's, of course, what he wants to renegotiate is the fiscal pact, which limits the amount that countries can borrow, and that again was another hard-fought campaign, particularly from the Germans. The Germans particularly resistant to any change on that front. In fact, Angela Merkel saying, no, we simply will not revisit that. So that's a very clear message to the new president-elect, even though he says as soon as he's elected, he'll be going to Berlin to present his case. But on the present evidence, Angela Merkel has trouble not just with France, but of course with Greece also. She's standing her ground and saying, no, we've done this deal, and it may have been done by a previous government, but you have to honour it.
Philip Williams in London. Undoubtedly we'll be hearing more from you in the days ahead. Thank you very much for the update there.